What is going on, everybody? We're back with another video. I know it's been a while, but today we're going to be talking about gloves. All right, so as you can see, I have 5 pairs of gloves in front of me. They are arranged in order of how much I care for / like them. And we're just gonna kind of run through pros and cons. I'm gonna let you know what I think about them. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, information you'd like to add or whatever, or other glove companies that I haven't added in this video, drop it down below and we'll talk about it. But I'm gonna start first with the Pig gloves. Now I've had these gloves for a while and I really like them. The first thing would be, why do I have a pair of gloves? So the main reason is I want to have a pair of gloves on my belt or around the house in case I have to do something. I work with, carpentry quite a bit, I would say, because of targets and target stands and stuff like that. A lot of my target stands are made out of wood. So if I'm messing with them, I want something that's going to be able to stop splinters, which I like both of these. These are the mechanics gloves and these are the Pig gloves. I carry them for that specific reason. You can see these are dirty if I'm having to do something around the house, load or unload things. I want a pair of gloves just in case. So the Pig gloves are my #1 spot. And let me preface this by saying that these are the only glove band. There's 5 pairs here, but there's only 4 brands, and these are the only brands that I use and am accustomed to. So I like these because of the thickness. I shot some winter videos when it snowed during this past winter. These kept my hands not only warm, but they are very good fitting. They have good knuckle protection. They have good finger protection. I feel like I can play on my phone without having to take these off. So dexterity is really good. The fit is really good, really tight. These are, I believe, extra large. Let me see. I believe, yes, these are extra large. So, and throughout these, they all fit different, which is normal with brands and consistency. But I don't have like a big overhanging Velcro piece like that comes out to here or something like that, like some of these other ones do. So I like that. This was made for a regular person's wrist. They seem really durable. Again, for the second time, the finger material is really thick and I like that, but it also molds and shapes. It's got little knuckle cuts, but it molds and shapes to my hand really well and I appreciate that. The mechanics gloves would come in at the #2 spot, and the reason for that is they fit really well, but here is that overhang of Velcro that I was talking about, and you can see that these glove fingers are a little bit fatter. I know these are the most used, but they really haven't changed in size since I bought them. The fingers are just a little bit fatter. I don't really care for that. I bought these originally because they're M81, and you can see behind me I like M81 woodland camo, but the fingers were just a little bit fatter. With a rifle, no problem. Pistol, I was having trouble shooting with them, and I don't really care for that. So that's why they fell to #2. If the fingers were a little bit slimmer like these, I like the fingers on these. They're slimmer, they're more form-fitting, but not like overly tight. I'm dropping a lot of information, so if there's something you would like to add, go ahead and drop it below. But that's why they're #2, because they're very durable. You can see that they're super dirty. I've used them a lot for things around the house, to range, to all moving things or whatever. They are very durable, so I do recommend. They're also cheaper than these. These are probably the cheapest gloves out of these 4 different brands and these 5 models. But yeah, I like those. So coming in at #3 is the Magpul gloves. So the only thing that I don't like about these Magpul gloves is the elastic. Getting on and off. The first time I put them on, I kind of had to find a way to put them on, because whenever you pull threads, you can kind of hear that beginning popping noise like you're fixing to rip a thread, and that's what happened. So I didn't care for that. As far as everything else, that was the first con. The second con was they don't really seem super durable. They really seem like the same material that these Victos are made out of, which is really thin, so I'm not sure how durable they would be. But if I had to rate durability, these would be number 1 durability, these would be number 2 durability, and then these other 3 would be the same. I like the way they fit. Shooting with a pistol or rifle, no problem. I would have a little bit of problem with these with a pistol, but none with rifle, and then very difficult to shoot with pistol and a little bit with rifle. These, absolutely no problem. These are really good form fitting. The elastic is pretty cool. You don't have any Velcro overhang or anything like that because there is no Velcro. Dexterity on the 3 fingers where you can play on your phone and everything works great. Obviously, if you have some kind of biometrics, you will not be able to use that. But these are good form fitting. The number 4 spot would go to these Victos. These are the Operatus gloves, and these are probably, if I'm going to shoot a pistol, these are the ones I want to have on. Absolutely, positively, because they are like wearing, almost like wearing a nitrile glove. It is very form fitting around my finger. Durability, I haven't had them rip yet, but I can see where the seams, especially between these 2 fingers, whenever I'm shooting a pistol, is starting to wear out very quick. It's got a little padding on the knuckle. I'm not real sure why. I think it should be like this with no padding. But as far as shooting a pistol, these Operatus Victos gloves are absolutely my go-to. Dexterity on just these 2 fingers, which isn't a huge deal, but I like these a lot. Again, we have the Velcro overhang that'll just stick out, which I'm not a fan of. But if I'm shooting a pistol and I'm wearing gloves, these will keep your hands fairly warm in cold weather. And they are absolutely form-fitting, and I like them. Just the durability is questionable. To my last pick, these would just be a little bit beefier than the Operatus, and these gloves are called War-Torn. So these War-Torn Victos gloves, the Velcro is on the bottom, which is better because that overhang isn't really that much of a deal. There is this polymer / plastic sewn into the knuckles. I'm not real sure what the deal is with that, but the thickness of the fingers, if you can tell, is somewhere between these and these. It's not as bad as these. I would say as far as shooting a pistol, I could probably shoot a pistol. I've actually never really used these gloves too much, but the durability, it just doesn't seem there. And that is my only concern with these. As you can tell, I really like the OD green. I kind of got away from it with those because I don't think Magpul makes them in OD green. But these are probably my least favorite gloves just because of this knuckle thing. It makes it really uncomfortable to bend your hands. And I don't know, I just don't really see the point in having this on here unless it's literally for punching people in the face, which I could kind of understand. So the Velcro being on the bottom is a cool feature, but could come into problems later down the road with maybe safety selector. If you run a bad lever, so I don't know, I'm just kind of spitballing here. But yeah, these are my gloves that I have experience with. I've used these and these for years. And I say durability, I haven't had a durability issue with these, but I also haven't used them as much as these just because they don't seem as durable. Usually these are probably the cheapest. I think I got these for like 20 to 25 bucks. These right here were $30, and these I want to say were about the same unless I found them on sale. These right here were about 40, 45. So different price ranges. If y'all have experience with a different type of glove or something that y'all would like me to check out, drop it in the comments and we'll talk about it. Thank y'all for watching. Have a good day. God bless. We'll see you at the range.